Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wild&Wingless. Tonight I got myself Christopher Temby. How are you tonight?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
No, anytime. A lot's happened since the last time we spoke. Well, had you on the show at least. We went through the Australian titles. You did the WoW series.
Yep.
Then you packed your bags and jumped ship. Went across
Yep.
to over to the States to have a race. 2 races. You're back
Yep.
home. Lots happened. Let's break it down. So, tell me about your Australian title assault that weekend. Give me a quick rundown of what happened there.
Really good. Made sure I went out with the best car in the country at that time, being Jake Jolly in practice. Outpaced him as far as I could see, and I'm like, okay, we've got something here. Obviously, you feel good in practice against arguably the best car in the country. You know you're going to be good. I don't think I finished outside the top 3 in all the heats all weekend. Won our prelim feature from 5th or 3rd, sorry. Dropped back to 5th at the start. Started 11th in the Aussie title aim main. Up until 14 to go, we probably had nothing. And then got the tap on the arse from Gary to go to the bottom. And we cruised to 3rd. And obviously, unfortunately, what happened to Todd after the proceedings is, it was a really good race. And I think that everyone in the top 3 deserved to be there. They raced their way there. Like obviously them 2 were the front row. They were the best cars all weekend. And then we come from 11th and finished 3rd, and I'm pretty pumped with that. So
yeah, and then you end up taking the second.
Yeah,
A2, mate. A2.
Pretty much getting gifted second. So.
Well, I mean, and it was interesting too because I had Todd on the show and we did speak about it, and this falls into you as well. I've spoken to your father about this. He's very vocal. Sorry, Pete, for throwing you into it. But it happens. There's so many drivers out there that hop in other people's cars that rule wipes them out for a year. I can't fathom that one. So
no, so like I know. It's different. Australia, America, it is different at the end of the day. Aaron Wright's on the outlaw tour, whatever, how many, 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it was. Illegal chassis because it was frame thickness. I think he got taken out for maybe 4 races or something like that, or 6 weeks or something. But and the team obviously got fined 10 grand. But in Todd's instance, his Australian number 2's been taken away. Obviously, I don't know what's happened with him racing in America, but it's obviously stopped that from happening. But he had, as you mentioned on your podcast with him, he obviously had better opportunity to race sprint cars here, and because it takes him out till Christmas this year, well, it's wrecked it for him. So
don't get it.
Sorry for him. It's something that it happened 10 years ago. I think it's happened once again before then, or after then, sorry. And between, obviously, this year. It's something that makes a road hell. I don't know much about motors, but from what I've been told by engine builders, it's something that makes the old clapped out Holden Commodore that's done 500,000 Ks. It's not a performance enhancing part. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy. I don't want to step on their toes. But at the end of the day, until something gets changed, I think there's too many drivers that are purely just drivers now.
Yeah, no, and that's you're spot on right. So I was talking with a driver today about this, and there's a lot. But anyway, Todd, mate, hope you're doing all right. Haven't spoken. I hope you're doing good, but yeah. So you guys moved up to second, mate. I thought regardless wherever you guys were, you put in a real good show. It was good to see the LFA car up there. Always good to see Gary with a smile on his face.
Yeah, and even with engine issues, that got found out in the post race check as well. After obviously when they've been taking apart the motor.
Yep. I thought that thing was going to detonate down the back straight.
Yeah, I'm surprised it lasts the following week too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so keeping off the limiter and rolling the bottom. Got us the 3. Then it turned into a 2. So.
All right. Well, let's you mentioned it. Let's talk about it. WoW series. So you won the whole thing. You're the inaugural WoW series champion. Well done. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
I see the trophies and the hat hanging up behind you. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a Simpson win.
Yeah. Oh, you always said you're going to win there. What did you think about that series? All in all.
All in all, really, really good considering it's was the only nationally touring series in the whole of Speedway. Obviously, the volunteers did what they could. I still think it was good. There's just some stuff that if they're going to do it, I don't know if they didn't do it this year, or even something like it, but they're going to do it again. I think there's just some stuff that they can definitely learn from. But yeah, from a driver's point of view, getting to race against the best cars 5 nights out of the whole year, plus the Aussie title, so you include 7, really. Getting to race against the best cars in the country 7 nights in the year, like, you can't really, me as a driver, you can't really ask for much better.
Yeah.
I know there was probably, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but there was probably car owners that weren't, I'm not saying my car owner either, but there's probably, I'm very sure there was some car owners that weren't too happy with some things going on in the whole background of things, but again, not really my information to go throw out there. And but from my point of view, it was really good series. Like the fact you're getting to race against the best cars week in, week out. Obviously only 5 nights in a row or 5 nights in the season, but getting to race against the best cars, and you can't really ask for much better, and to win a national series out of it, like it's not an Australian title, but it's just another notch, I guess.
No, I sit back and I was watching. I was loving it because the only person to win multiple races or multiple nights was a non-posse member.
Yep.
Luke Wheel, and mate, and I tell you what, that night, a lot of people don't know this, but that night when he won that last round at Mildura, before he went out there, he wasn't relaxing or doing anything like you'd expect him to do. He had his sleeves rolled up, and he was actually under our car, getting his hands burnt, trying to help me change the rear main seal for us to try and make that B main. And I couldn't believe what he was doing. And then he went out there, and Paul, his lovely wife, she was heavily pregnant at the time. That's all they had. And anyway, he got the job done. But I think I've heard rumours. I'm going to say they're pretty much there. It will be back. Won't be back this year, but it will be back, and I'm looking forward to when it comes back, because we're going to have a bit of a fresh face to it. Not that it needs a fresh face, but they've definitely listened to what the competitors have had to say, so that's good.
Yeah, look, it was a really good start to something that they can definitely build on, and something that just takes the class to that next level again. So
yeah, that's where we need to be.
Yeah.
All right, so then you won that, and you picked up all the money from there, and that bought your plane ticket, and you shot off to America. Now, give us a rundown of what, because we've spoken about this before. We couldn't tell anybody because you had a lot of moving parts still.
I kept it. I told who I wanted to tell, and like I said to you, I kept it fairly hard. I just want to keep it hush hush. No, don't put anything out. Just I'll tell people when it's happening, because the way it works over there, when you're running a local show, if it's raining that day, there could be up to 4 tracks in Indiana that are racing, all within 40 odd minutes of where we were located, being at the Winger Brothers Racing Shop in Pittsburgh. But I'm pretty sure we were going to run Paragon, then that cancelled. Then we were going to run Circle City, then we saw that cancelled. But Putnamville hadn't cancelled yet. I think we got into the pit area at 5:30 that night. We weren't the last ones there either. The pits were fairly empty when we got there. And I think we were on track, wheel packing at 6:45, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
So
hang on, wheel packing at 6:45, 7 o'clock. So what time did the show finish?
10:30ish.
Oh, maybe, okay. Yeah. So wow. All right, effective.
We went back to the shop, and I think we had the car. Washed up by 1:30, maybe.
Kidding. Okay, all right. So tell us about your first night over in the States as a driver.
Well, first lap with the right foot down, going into turn 1 at Putnamville, the wall kind of comes back out at you.
Yeah.
And the cushion's really man-made. So I kind of misjudged it and went, oh yeah, we'll drive it in just normally, because really they're the same car, just with a bigger motor. And the car I was running didn't have shock adjusters. So drove it in, as you do, probably drove it in way too straight. Got the fence, knocked the ladder out of it, hent the right rear bead lock, and then, I still finished hot laps, and then we pretty much got back to the trailer, stayed in the car, Todd put tariffs on my helmet while I was sitting there and chucked the ladder back in the car, and I got pushed straight up to the start chute or to the push chute again. And at the most local shows as well, it's group qualifying. So no pill draw, no nothing. It's you're in your group, there's a pill draw, but it doesn't really matter as much. Only racing against the people in your group. So and then we went out for our qualifying, and I put myself in some bad spots, but we still ended up third quick in our group, and which ended up putting us starting out of 2 for the heat race. So I got to lead laps in Indiana.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Then I got passed by Harley Burns, who's a multi-time track champion at Putnamville, I think. At least I know he's won 1 or 2.
It sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, but and then he kind of started setting a pace in front of me, and I'm like, okay, so I can drive this thing a lot harder than what I am. Luckily, a yellow come out. So we had one restart with the last restart, there was like a 3-lap run. My times, like Todd and the Wingos were saying when I come in the pits, my times went from being maybe 0.7 of a second slower than him to within 0.2.
Yeah, right.
In the last 3 laps. And like I had Kyle Shipley, another good local Indiana guy behind me. He couldn't pass me. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right here. So got back to the pits, really good. Put it out 8 for the feature. I had 50 tear-offs on, if you want to believe me, or if you don't. Started 8th in the feature, 25-lap feature as well. But because it had just been raining, not throughout the night as much, but just from the start of the night, it was just juiced up. We had 5 different complete restarts. The first start was really good. If they kept it green, I would have been just knocking on the door of the top 5. Probably would have had a lot of tear-offs left as well. A couple of restarts later, when you're pulling 2 tear-offs before you get to turn 1, because when you got 6 cars in front of you putting their foot down with almost 900 horsepower, you're getting flicked with absolutely everything. Yeah, I failed it on the last last double file start, and I'm like, I've only got like 3 tear-offs left. So whether I pulled a stack or 2 at once, I don't know. But we ended up falling back to we fell back a couple of positions pretty quick, which I'm a bit disappointed with. But at the end of the day, first night over there, and you're in the show, and you got a fast enough car to compete, just about getting your head around it. It didn't help. Idiot ran out of tear-offs. And then I ran the cushion for the first 6 laps, and then went starting. I can't say anymore. I'm starting to wipe. So dropped down to the bottom, probably, as the Wingos and Todd said, probably 10 laps too early, and ended up riding around and finished 11th. But like Ricky Lewis, one of the the most winningest non-wing sprint car driver, I think, of last year and the year before in the whole of the United States, finished behind me. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, can't really complain. So not a bad opening night. Got to do 25 clean laps, which is really only having 2 nights, knowing I only have 2 nights in the car, doing 25 clean, solid-ish laps for first night there. Tick of approval. So
yeah, no, well done. All right, then for your second night in the car.
Yeah. So I was meant to run Paragon the same night as King's Royal. So I had my King's Royal ticket and stuff. I booked it months ago before, because I kind of told Todd working it out and stuff. I'm like, can't afford it. Not going to do it, because it was meant to be a lot more racing. So this has been in the pipeline for the last 12 months. So, but yeah, told Todd wasn't doing it. So booked me King's Royal ticket with Dylan Gent and Mitchell Sires as well. Because they just pretty much got in. We were in line at the gate at Paragon. They come around. It was pissing down with rain again, so not much we can do. And every other track cancelled. Come around on the side by side. The track guys. Hey, we're about to put a Facebook post up. We're done. She's flooded. Don't worry about it. Pretty much pulled out of the driveway, straight back to Pittsburgh, and it was like, well, what do we do next? We discussed, and I got told by Mike Wingo, so one of the Wingo brothers. He's running the whole performance development program, or the Wingo Brothers Wingo Performance Development Program.
It's like a mouthful, but okay, yep.
It is a mouthful, but that's the name. That's what it is. So,
okay.
But yeah, pretty much Mike turned around and told me, well, you ran Putnamville. I think we can. You've done laps there. I think we're happy to let you run the USAC show there. I'm like, oh, okay. get to run with the big boys. So, night 2, got to run a USAC show, and during sprint week, So pretty much track packing. They called every car off one by one. Not that you can do that here, but once they'd seen you done enough laps on the over the loop, Chris Temby, get off the track. Todd Hobson, get off the track. Brady Bacon, get off the track. That's what that's pretty much all you heard of the one way. Then 2-car qualifying. So everyone who did tune into Putnamville and watch that would have seen I stepped on it on my first lap. Just drove way too straight into the cushion. Half jumped the cushion, kept it on the track. Then just plowed my way into 3. Got the wheel back. Got the rotary rotating again, and I did one good lap. Just was a bit hesitant. So I learned in my 2 nights with these cars, the angle you're on entering the corner would have helped if I was really good at math in school, because angles mean a lot.
Yeah.
It's not being silly or stupid either. Angles are massive.
Yep.
Your car's not in the right angle. When you hit that cushion, you're either gonna bike and jump it or do a lot worse, or you're gonna hit it and grab 15 mile an hour off the corner just as your wheels grip up. So but yeah, I qualified I think 42nd out of almost 60 cars. So not great.
That was reasonable. That was good.
They're the best guys in the world who do this. So heat race, I started 9th, got to 7th, so made the B. Started 15th in the B and ran 12th, but we were on the money. Obviously, an incident. Todd was meant to be in charge of my shocks, but he got in an incident with somebody driving a NOS engineering car, and he ended up going to hospital. I'm not gonna go any more further into that. I think he's told enough of his story, but he was meant to be in charge of my shocks. So pretty much what I had from qualifying to
no way.
Yeah, to the B was what I had. No one else was adjusting them. So
jeez.
Yeah, I'm stupid. So
well, all right. So I mean, I think you did good for everything. Well, everything's said and done.
You can't with 2 nights only having 2 nights in the car, and with the USAC show, you're going to get significantly less laps. If you don't make the feature.
Yep.
I can't really complain. Before we move on as well, just move into anything else, I got to thank Todd, because without him, if he hadn't created the connections and for myself, but he hadn't created the connections and the open door for not just me, but anyone else who wants to hop on a plane, it is a process. It's like I didn't, being honest, I helped them. I helped Wingos last year. Mike kept turning around to me, hey, you want to do something next year? We'll look after you. Like they over there, them guys appreciate help. So if you are somebody wanting to go over, just walk into Indiana track, and if you want to go work on a car, well, plenty of people there that will accept your help. But yeah, I got to thank Todd for opening the doors and creating the connection. We got into a little bit of an argument over nothing, as you do. And
I heard about this argument. Yeah,
Todd's got some shit going on, but pretty much he said door wouldn't be open. You wouldn't be racing here without me. He's not wrong. Yeah. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened whatsoever. So,
now, did you learn your lesson?
Yeah, don't touch his Spotify.
Don't touch his Spotify.
But I got to thank Wingos as well, because they trusted somebody that they don't know well enough drive the car, and it's opened up the door of going back next year and racing for them again. So
yeah, and that's the thing. Next year, hopefully, be more shows, more comfortable.
That's it.
So
and I also got to thank my old man as well, because
of course, Pete. Yes,
wouldn't have happened without him. So
no, and Uncle Pete was on the phone a fair bit while you were over there. Let me know, and yeah.
Anyways, I'm done with my little spiel.
He's a good man. No, but I was just going to say, so there's a few things you experienced for the first time, like when you went there. So just to go race over there is one thing, right? To run a car with a 410 instead of it doesn't matter if it's dash 12, whatever. Instead of running a Buick V6, that's one thing. We start opening the doors. You're not running with a club style racing no more. It's the tracks are running all the deals. Yeah. And not only on top of that, you're now racing against guys who've got all the in-car adjusters. Like, there was so much for you to take in. And from when we've spoken, it sounds like you would lead down, I believe, the right path. You don't need to be touching adjusters on this trip. Just
No.
focus on your right foot with that motor in it, getting used to the tracks. Because I've seen it time after time. You've seen it. I know your dad's seen it. You just because you got adjustments, people just go to them straight away. It's like, hang on, learn how to drive the car first, slow it down, learn how to drive that car, then come and do this. Obviously, going back next year will be in your plans. Will you be running a different motor? Or you already said you're going to be given a bigger motor next time you go back. What about the in-car adjusters?
Yes, that's what I've been told. So
Okay.
I pretty much got told, like, Mike kept pointing at the car and going, "You're gonna have a bigger motor in that next year." I'm like, okay, that's not. I'm not arguing with that. So, and yeah, I should. The in-car adjusters. It'd be nice to have them. With Todd's guidance, like if he goes to me, hey, if you think the car's doing this, you gotta do this, you gotta put 2 turns in your right front shock or whatever.
Yep.
I think with a little bit of guidance, it'll get me there, but also as well, because it could have helped me at the local show. First thing they said, if you had in-car adjusters, you might have made the car a lot better, and it might have hooked up earlier on the bottom, and you might have been able to drive off a lot harder. And
dude, that's all well and good putting them in there. Do you know what you're turning?
That's right. I don't know. That's the whole thing. So that's the issue. If that happens, like,
yeah.
If I had him and I went for him, would have I made the right choice?
No.
Probably not.
No. Good chance.
Todd's told himself out that many times racing here.
Even
over there as well. Like Todd has dialed himself out. Like Todd knows his shocks. Like he goes and builds them in his spare time.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of that at the minute, unfortunately. But like that's what he does. He goes and builds shocks. So like, and his own shocks. Like he junked some in that Justin Grant wreck. Well, he's instantly gone. He's instantly went to Jake Swanson's shop and rebuilt his shocks.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. But
2 nights later, or a couple of nights later, you get what I mean. But yeah, it's for me to be a very big adjustment to, if I can put it this way, if I did 2 more nights, so next year, if I can do, say, 4 weeks of racing, so that's avoiding sprint week, avoiding USAC shows, running twice a week, Friday night at Bloomington and let's say Saturday night at Paragon. That's just going off where Wingo's schedule allows or goes there, or where they're going at the minute. Like that's 8 nights of racing. So, that's a lot of laps. That's a lot of time to get used to the car. Like Todd said to me, he goes, it's around night 6 where you'd probably actually start getting the hang and,
start firing, right? Yep.
Yeah, start looking more like you're meant to be there. Like the one thing I liked, I didn't look out of place.
Yeah, no.
Wherever I was, I didn't look out of place. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to be the guy at the tail going, what the hell am I doing here?
Yep.
But I also didn't want to. If I set the world on fire at the local show and then time 52nd at the USAC show, it's like, what the hell are you doing? But yeah, I knew I wasn't going to set the world on fire. I didn't have massive expectations. I just wanted to do solid, clean laps and try and give a good impression.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I think you did that. You definitely came back with decent results for your first time. I think all the Aussie boys over there have had a good run. So you can't ask for much better than that.
No,
just unfortunate for some of them had a few wrecks, but all in all, I think it was good seeing the boys punching. All right, let's talk about your plans for this season. So you're back home. You're going to be back in the LFA car.
Yeah, I'll be back in the VX89 as well at times. So everyone will see the VX89 on track. I got my friend who helps, or my friend who's pretty much made the VX89 what it is at the minute, Mitchell Sires, who owns Number 4 Composites. We're going to chuck him in the car for 5 or 6 nights. So there might be more, but at the minute it's 5 or 6 nights. So yeah, we're going to give him some laps. Like, he's got an asphalt karting background, and but yeah, the amount of time and effort, and like, he's coming over Saturday. We're mounting his seat and we're going to do some other stuff. But the amount of time and effort he's put into my car and just coming along, like, I think I might have paid for his pit entry once.
Yeah, right.
But the amount of time and effort he's put in my car, I think he deserves a shot. Pretty much all our friends in the group have all raced speedway of some sorts. At least he can finally be involved in
Yeah,
that,
true in
not
that.
just
Yeah,
as a crew guy. So
no, fair enough.
I think he'll be fine. And yeah, but my plan is probably I won Simpsons Track Championship this year as
Mhm.
well, their overall and their wingless aggregate.
Yep.
Um, Unfortunately, I won't be able to defend that because I'm letting Mitchell goes. Can I please do a race at Simpson? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to give you one. So, like he's made it. Like obviously, everyone sees how that car is at Simpson. So, I'm like, all right. So we're giving him the merit race towards the end of the season. But um, I'm gonna do a little bit of Simpson, do a little bit of the Super Series. Not chasing anything.
Yep.
Just wanna go out there, do some, try and put some wins on the board. That car hasn't had. It's had a lot of success, but um, mechanical failures. Say mechanical because it's on me. I'm the one getting the car ready Monday to Friday. Mechanical failures have let us down, and yeah, it's just about time we just race when we can, and yeah, and hopefully pick up a few wins along the way. And yeah, and then obviously I'm back in the V2. We're planning on doing all that Speed Week in Perth
Yep.
next year.
Nice. That's gonna be good.
And then pretty much the only other things that I can say are really confirmed for that program this year. And it's really I can really only say two because it's the rest is still I think a bit up for discussion. But the plan is to do both the Avalons at the start of the season. So
Okay.
being the invitational, so hopefully we
Yep.
can go defend that as well. And they've put a 50 lapper
50
event on
lapper.
that
Yep.
one. So and yeah, I get to race against my own car there too. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
What
we're
what about state titles? You're gonna do Vicky State?
I believe I believe I half-asked Gary while I was on the after a conversation. I was on the phone with Gary at like 1 o'clock in the morning while I was in the States after
Nice.
Todd's crash while everyone was washing cars up. Yeah, I kind of said, oh, can we do the Vic title as well? And yeah, I think the 2 car will be the Vic title. I don't
Nice.
see I can't see why it wouldn't, but obviously it's not my call. I'm just the
Well,
guy.
in that case, I better give Gary a call at 1 a.m. as well and ask him to come and do the New South Wales title too, so we can see you boys at Goulburn. But
Yeah,
no, that'll be good. So your calendar's going to be full. I look forward to seeing you out there racing it.
Yep.
Yeah, and also Mitchell, man, like that'll be cool to see him have a crack because I mean he's done a lot of hard yards with you, with Ebony, with Todd.
Yep.
So good to see him have a crack. So does that mean you're getting a new body out of it? Are you sponsoring a new body of the car or what?
Oh, look, we've half spoken about that. I think that's gonna have to. That might wait. I don't know.
And my wait.
It might wait.
Jeez.
We'll see.
Mitch is a businessman there. All right, look, man. Before I let you go, you've got a lot of people who you need to thank who have helped you get overseas, and as well as to the races you had last season and this season coming up, mate. So the floor's all yours. Who do you want to thank?
Perfect. Obviously, I can't do any of it without Mum and Dad. Wouldn't be here without them either.
Oh God! Oh, Jesus! Where do we go from that? Really, you killed it. All right. At least we're not 2 hours into this episode, but that's good.
Oh,
All right.
That's
Yeah.
at least it might be watchable this time.
Jeez.
Catherine
Sorry,
Cody,
Mary. I tried to do the right thing. It's him, okay?
Yeah, Catherine, Cody, Mitchell, obviously the whole LFA crew. Can't thank Todd enough for opening the door, and Todd made that happen. It's not I didn't really have to do much. I sent one message pleading my case to Mike Wingo.
Yep.
That's all I can. That's pretty much how I can say it. I sent one message and got a message back saying like Todd helped me word it and everything. Like it was.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't thank Todd enough. He's the amount of stuff that he's done for me in the last almost 20 years of being best mates with him. Yeah, it's hard to say. Not to say much else, but and I got to thank the Wingos as well because yeah, that's I can say more, but I shouldn't. But yeah, that's they the fact that they let me do my first laps on US soil, yeah, gonna be eternally grateful for that.
Yeah.
Not just anyone just gets in a car over there, so no matter how much money you bring. So
No, well, that's good, and I look forward to seeing the Wingos and with you guys moving forward again next season. I
fingers
mean,
crossed.
we were actually going to try and have an episode with them, but unfortunately, just everything got so crazy, and then when
Yeah.
some doofus decided to go fender bender work on Ford Toddy, that changed everything. So, but nevertheless, man. Hey, look, man, good to see you back in the country. Make sure you look after your dog. Give him a good pat. He missed you while you were gone.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, he did. But
No, we didn't.
no, thanks for coming along, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to see the recap from Chris's season last season and over in America. Stay tuned, 'cause we're gonna have a few more drivers coming up in the next couple of weeks too. So till then, take care. See yous.